Welcome to the Old Computer Museum's channel, and this is an Amiga 500 game called Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong is one of those original cool games that was popular for the original Atari console 2600. Donkey Kong has many developers because of the different versions of the game, and so depending on which console and which computer, you will of course have different. The original developer for Donkey Kong is of course Nintendo. This game was probably on for almost every console that existed, and so every computer and every console that exists, I think, has one of those. This is of course an intro, and so depending on what you're gonna play it on, it's really one of those games that exists for almost anything that exists that's a computer or a console. So I've played Donkey Kong for the first time in my life on the Atari 2600, which was a very nice game for that time. Then I went on to the Commodore 64 version of Donkey Kong that I found even more interesting because it had more levels and more types of different difficulties. This Amiga 500 version of the Donkey Kong game is basically a Commodore 64 version reprogrammed for the Amiga 500 by a group called Big Nonia. They've actually took many games for the Commodore 64 and brought them to the Amiga 500 computer. So this is a 1992 release for the Amiga, and as you can see here, you can see all the games that were actually took from Commodore 64 into the Amiga ring, like Baguette Man, Popeye, Dig Out, Aztec Challenge, Zaxxon, Mr. Do, Le Mans, Blue Max, Fort Apocalypse, and Mr. Wimpy. These are all the games that were taken from the Commodore 64, and so this is an interesting little feature here. And the gameplay is exactly like the Commodore 64. There's not really any difference in the graphics and in the levels. It's a 1 or 2 player game, and of course for the Amiga 500 it's a 1-disc ADF-ROM you can download on the internet. So the object of the game is to go save your girlfriend that's at the top, that was kidnapped by this big ape called Donkey Kong. And while going up? Well, you gotta avoid all these little rolling barrels here that actually try to prevent you from going up. No, I'm not really good because I'm talking too much, but so it has multiple levels, each with their own challenges, and it's basically a fun game. Actually, I've really enjoyed playing Donkey Kong for the Commodore 64, and of course for the Amiga 500 here. And I must say that even the original Donkey Kong that I played on the Atari 2600 was quite fun to play, even though there's not as many levels. The little character at the bottom that looks like Mario of the Super Mario franchise games. What's interesting about this version is the fact that the monkey can actually throw barrels, not only that are rolling down, but they're actually also being thrown sideways, and so it's pretty amazing. I'm a little problem here. There we go. So, basic plot: try to save your girlfriend by going up to the ladder where she is. And here we go. And you advance to the next level. I give Donkey Kong a score of a score of 8.5 out of 10. It's good gameplay, fun to play. The level of difficulty is just right so that you can actually enjoy yourself and not die all the time. And once you've played some games of this Donkey Kong, you actually get good enough to go far away in the different levels. After a while it starts over. I don't remember how many levels there are on this version, but after a certain number of levels, what happens is you actually go and come back to the first level, and of course everything is faster, the barrels go faster, and it's more difficult each time. So Donkey Kong for the Amiga 500. If you enjoy these look backs at old games and consoles, I suggest that you actually click the subscribe button at the top of the screen, where you'll be informed of all the games we put online. If you have any comments or questions, let us know. Maybe you have this little anecdote of maybe you have a little anecdote that goes with the game that you have seen and you'd like to tell us. And if you have any requests of a game or a console, let us know. We'll try to put a video online for you. And if you have, of course, the time, take a look at our channel. Lots and lots of videos online, lots more coming up of real machines like the Atari ST and this Amiga 500, like you can see here. And of course, lots of emulation stuff with Super Nintendo and Atari 2600 VCS, Commodore 64. So hope you come back often to the Old Computer Museums channel. Bye-bye.
Hehehehe